as a restaurant owner, you wouldn't just cut up your money, but that's exactly what you're doing when you're not able to track if your marketing is actually working. And so this is one of the biggest questions I hear from restaurant owners. And it's a pretty big reason why a lot of our clients come to work with us. So if you're a restaurant owner, you're spending money on marketing because you want to see your revenue and profits go up, right? How do you know that your marketing is working for sure? Well, stick around and I'm going to show you how to stop guessing and start better tracking results. Like I said before, look, most restaurants don't have a big marketing budget. Every dollar counts, and it's critical to know that those dollars are actually yielding a return. And if you can't track your campaigns or you don't know what your customer acquisition cost is, you're going to be running into problems fast. You might as well just be throwing darts at a dartboard as a way to try to grow your business. On the contrary, if you do know what's working, then you can decide confidently, am I able to spend more money on my marketing, or is it time to pivot to a new strategy? So in order to better understand this, let's break this down in two different buckets. So you have old school marketing. These are things like radio ads, flyers, billboards. And then you have new school marketing, which is Facebook, Google, Instagram, YouTube, etc., things that are digital. And so old school methods can work. I've seen restaurants get results with billboards or radio, so I'm not hating on any old school marketing tactics, but here's the problem. The ability to track those results is very limited. So what often happens is that you have some of these older forms of marketing, and what happens is you're left guessing. And that's risky, especially if you have a limited budget. And new school methods, which we're biased because this is what we do for our clients and customers, let you track everything. So you can see exactly who clicked on an ad, who made a reservation at your restaurant, or who placed an online order. So that's why we specialize in digital marketing. It's just more precise and results are measurable. So what I'm saying is that if you're using more old school methods, that's fine. Just know it's just going to be very challenging for you to be able to see the exact return from those efforts. Not to say that they don't work. And to give you an example, let's say you're running a billboard ad over the course of 30 days and your sales go up. Well, was it the billboard? Was it the flyers you sent out? Maybe it was the good reviews that somebody posted online that's affecting more business coming into your restaurant. And take that out even a larger scale. When you're running multiple locations, you have multiple forms of revenue coming in-store sales, catering, online orders. It's just very difficult to know what's actually working. And this is where a lot of restaurants get stuck, is they're spending money, but they just have no way of knowing what's driving results. And when you don't know, you're guessing, and we both know that guessing doesn't work very well. So what's the solution? Well, we're biased because we've already helped over 2,000 restaurants do this, but the solution is often digital marketing. When I'm referring to Google, I mean Google and YouTube because Google owns YouTube. And when I say Meta, I mean Facebook and Instagram because those two companies are underneath that Meta umbrella. So all of these different platforms give you the ability to track what's actually happening on your ads. And you can see when someone clicks, orders online, or even visits your restaurant in person. So to give you another example, we work with clients who use Toast POS system. These systems integrate with ad platforms to show you exactly how your ads are able to drive results. So let's say you run a campaign and you spend $5 on ads and you get a customer that comes in that spends $30. Well, after food costs, let's say you're left with $15 in profit. That's a campaign you can scale and you're not guessing, you're actually tracking. Just to give you some results of how this is working for restaurants today, we have a client that we've been working with for a while, Albert's Bar, and we've been able to steadily grow their revenue over the last 12 months. And they actually hit their all-time high in October of 2024 with $631,000 in monthly revenue. And growing a large month is obviously great, but the thing that's really good about this situation is that they've used this same system to generate over $2 million compared to where they were at in 2023. So pretty big win. And then Another example for this client, Don Choi Mexican Grill, their issue was that they didn't really know which customers were new, which customers were returning. They just didn't have a lot of information on their customers at all. And what we've been able to do is to identify customers that are new, customers that are returning, and create certain audiences with those customers inside of ad platforms to target other customers that look like their best customers. And as a result, they've seen that 60% of their customers that are coming in are all new customers, because was this particular area that they wanted to focus on. If you are advertising or you are using some of these digital strategies, I've heard and seen a lot of things online, people's misconceptions about doing these types of campaigns. And so I wanted to address some of those common objections that we often hear. And the first one of those is that radio or flyers or anything that I talked about in that old school category are working great for me and my restaurant. And I'm not here to bash those traditional methods, but for most restaurants, especially those with smaller budgets, digital ads are just going to be more efficient. You're not trying to just throw money out into the universe and hope you get a return. You're actually tracking every dollar. So you're getting your dollars to work more for you. And another misconception is that you're not required to give a discount when doing digital advertising. And the misconception here is that you need to give away food or cheapen your brand when you advertise, maybe through a buy one, get one free offer or something that's like heavily discounting your product. We rarely ever run discounts for clients, by the way, for the ones that work with us at Dineline, unless they ask us to do so. And the reason for this is we don't want to bring in discount customers. Those customers are not your best customers. And we want to bring in the people that already look like the customers that are bringing you the most amount of money. If you're curious in terms of how we're able to do this without giving a discount, is we just primarily use a mixture of AI in combination with the big ad networks like Google and Meta. And what we use to tie that together is our software Dishio to help restaurants get the best results. So it's kind of a trifecta of all three. And whether you work with us or are going about this on your own, using the new artificial intelligence features on these platforms, as well with the data that these platforms have, are oftentimes going to get you the best return. So actionable steps. What should you start doing if you're not sure where to start? So my recommendations is, number one, start with social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. Number two, a lot of restaurants are already doing this, but use a POS systems like Toast or Square that integrates with your ad platforms. I know there's a big transition happening in the industry where POS systems are more like digital friendly. Some of the more old school POS systems just don't give you that same capability to run ads and get results like I'm talking to you. The third thing I would say is start tracking your cost per acquisition and the ROI on your marketing dollars. Instead of saying, hey, we have a set amount of budget that we're working with, is really focusing with your team, whether it's an agency that you're working with or an individual employee. Start holding that person accountable to say, hey, this is the budget that we have, and how can we start tracking so we can see exactly how much we're earning, per dollar we're spending. So even with a small budget, you can start with, I would recommend at least $1,000 a month for a location and see how it performs. But you can even start with $100. But the most important thing here is that you're actually starting to track the data. And once you have the data, you'll know whether to either scale or pivot. And that's just how you take the guesswork out of marketing, and you have the exact information to make the best decisions about growing your business. So guys, the bottom line is this: if you don't know your numbers, you're guessing, and guessing isn't a strategy. And by using digital marketing tools, like I mentioned, you can track every dollar and spend and make just better decisions about your business. So if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more tips like this. And if you're a brick and mortar restaurant that does at least $1 million per year and you need help implementing this kind of stuff, then there should be an option to schedule a call down below this video. And we'd love to learn more about your business. So anyways, that's it for today's video, and see you guys in the next one.